Hi, welcome to my channel, KTB IOM. This week I'm back on the MujinGung, and I'm using the Lignum Vitae Onkkakji. So I wanted to come back to this bow and try some practice for accuracy. So I've got the bottle set up on the target in the distance there. And I'm going to take some shots at the target, trying to sort of improve. Since I got it, I've got a few inconsistent results with this bow. Not because the bow is bad, but because the grip is slightly different to what I'm used to. So I think I need to work out how I need to grip this bow in order to get the best results from it. Also, my right hand has been very inconsistent. I can feel, and I've been watching my videos and I've seen where, the good shots, I've got a sort of straight back, straight line from release, whereas most of my bad shots is when I sort of jerk it sideways. So I need to work on that as well and try and make sure that I've got good release. Um, the um, and ooh, and the other thing I wanted to say, like I said, in terms of the grip, I'm exploring sort of a slightly different kind of grip. So normally I've got my grip there and I wrap my fingers, oops, a bit high, and that's where I am. But this time I'm going to try, instead of using that part of the hand, I'm going to try using the grip here to push, and see whether that makes any difference. So the force is now going, if I'm pushing straight ahead, it's creating torque already. So I just need to experiment with that. So let's yeah, okay, let's do some shooting. That's the best way of explaining this. So I'm going to take a few shots at the bottle and then see how I get on. And again, try not to hurt my shoulder. Okay, so that's gone a bit to the right. I honestly don't know what I did with my right hand. I just have to be more conscientious of it. Oh, there we go. That felt better already. Let's try another shot. Right, back to this first one. Again to the side. Oh, a bit high. That was a glancing hit at the bottle. Let's see if I can get 3 hits. To the right again. Oh, close enough. Last arrow. Okay, let's have a look. Hang on. Yeah. That's stable. So I've got this group here on the right hand side, and this is the thing I'm trying to fix. Why my arrows are going right. And then I've got this other group, you know, more in line with the bottle. These all touched the bottle in some way, and that kind of slapped it as it went past. So that thing, that deflected a little one. Distance too high. That one's gone through, and the other one touched. Oops, no. So all in all, I think I am making progress, but I've still got this kind of unknown variable that's just making my arrows go weird. So let's try a bit more. Going out a bit further, trying to see if I can maintain accuracy as I move back. Ooh, again to the right. To the left. Getting a lot of noise from the arrow pass as well, so that's not good. Oh, that's better. Okay. So there's two variables here. One of them is my grip and my torque, and the other one is what I'm doing on my left hand. And between the two, occasionally I get it right and it's a really nice shot. But most of the time I'm either not getting my torque right and I'm getting too much scraping through the arrow pass, or my right hand is jerky and it's just pulling the arrows to the right. So it's just trying to get both things to work in unison at the same time, which is really hard. Is that? I need to try. Oh, that was bad. Good line though, but it was bad. Too much noise. I mean, for me, the biggest clue is how noisy my release is. If I can get it silent, that where the arrow just, doesn't make any contact, the only sound you hear is the string. That for me is gold. So I'm trying always. I'd rather have a good, clean release than an accurate one at this stage, because I know that once I get it consistent, I can improve the accuracy with the aim. But it's really annoying when I'm accurate and with a really bad release, because I can't improve anything there. Ooh. Well, the bottle moved. Alright, let's have a look. So again, we've got like 3 different groups here. 2 bad ones that went high, but they were on a good line. 3 that went slightly to the right, and then all these ones, sorry, to the left, and then all these ones that have gone right. Let's set it, reset it, and try again. Forgot to mention that I was using the 250 spine, 664 grain overall weight, 32-inch shaft, and 300 grain points. So for this lot, I'm going to be using 300 spine, 300 grain points, 32-inch shaft, and 646 overall grains overall weight. So let's see if it makes a difference. Oh, bottle's falling over. Right, let me reset that. Okay, bottle's been reset. Let's try again with the 300 spine arrows. I have to say it's been really warm in the last couple of weeks over here, unusually so, and the ground's gone from being quite muddy to being very, very dry now, so it's hard to get the bottle to stand. Right, 300 spine arrows. Well, that hit the bottle. I'm going to reset it because I like having something to shoot at. Right, shooting again with a 300 spine arrows. Okay. That was noisy. That was noisy. That was a bit better. Oh, not that one. Oh, that was a bad shot. Oh, that was better. Let's reset that. Right, trying again with the 300 spine arrows. I've just rewatched the last segment, and immediately I keep doing that jerky thing with my hand. That is so annoying. I don't even know I'm doing it, which is why doing videos like this really helps me, because I can get to coach myself and see what mistakes I'm doing. And immediately, you know, whenever I do a full Onkkakji expanse, you know, with my hand going straight back, it feels like a lot better shot than when it just jerks. And that is one of the reasons I think I'm losing accuracy and why my arrows are veering right. So I'm going to focus on this next lot on Onkkakji and just expansion and balance, and then see what happens. So I'm not aiming specifically for the bottle, but I am aiming at the bottle, if you know what I mean. But my focus is going to be on the form rather than on the results. So let's see how that goes. It's very easy to get obsessed with trying to hit a target rather than actually, you know, feel what you're actually doing. So I do believe that once you get it right, once you get your form right, once you get the feeling right, the results will follow. You shouldn't be following the result without putting the work in. Okay, here we go. Wow, okay, so yeah, well, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, right, anyway, I'm not going to reset the bottle. Like I said, I'm not aiming for the bottle, but I want to just follow through and just feel the shot as it happens. And I think this is why it's important to slow down sometimes, and I do have a tendency to get carried away. I want to do it fast, I want to do it all, and I want to get it over quickly. That was a bit noisy, that. Not this arrow. These arrows have got a slightly different knock, which is too small, and I don't want to risk a dry fire because I've picked the wrong arrow with a stupid knock. That was noisy again. Okay. That's the other thing I'm battling with especially with KTBs and their relatively wide arrow passes, is how much imperfection, I suppose, in arrow flight am I prepared to accept if I'm getting, a nice shot. I've seen videos on YouTube, in KTA, a lot of people shooting, and they don't particularly pay too much attention to a clean release. I've seen arrows just kicking off and flying in sideways, and because the targets are so far away, 145 meters, there's plenty of time for the fletching to correct the arrow flight, and they hit, and they can be fairly accurate, and the arrow still kicks off sideways as they shoot. So that's not a concern. I shoot short distances, so I need to make sure that my shots are as clean as possible so that they fly straight to the target, and many other times if they fishtail, there might not be enough time to correct depending on how far the target is. So that's something that I want to improve, but I suppose there's a technical limit in terms of how much you can do it without sacrificing anything else, and at the moment I don't know what that is. So anyway, so the noise really annoys me. It's something that makes me want to change my release, and that's my grip hand, my bow hand, that I need to do something with. So like I said, there's two elements here, and I'm trying to find the balance between them. Oh, that didn't feel too bad, although it's gone slightly high. I really need to start getting some more arrows, or refletching arrows, because these fletchings are now dead. So I've got a jig, I just need to sit down and learn how to use it. I went a bit sideways. And I think that that's it. Let's have a look. So definitely in a kind of circle. It's not particularly tight group, but I kind of like it that way because it means that I'm not going to destroy arrows. It makes me nervous when I hear them clattering against each other. But considering that I wasn't actually, for most of them, I wasn't actually aiming at anything, so it's very difficult to focus on a blank bail. I think I'm fairly happy with that, and I think that the white arrows are actually probably better suited to the MujinGung. So, which puts me in a bit of a quandary now, because I've been going down spines. I started off with like 500. I went up 700 because people said, "Oh, try 700s." Then I went down to 400s, and then I went down to 300s, and 300s seemed to be good results. 250 are also pretty good, and I've gone to 200s, and I need to reflex them because the 200 with the veins they've just been a bit erratic. But I do have to say that 300 seems to work quite well, so I might have to get some more 300s. I've not been wanting to get any more arrows until I've decided which spine kind of works best across the board. So maybe I need to try that. I'll have to do a session with the YMG, the heaviest bow that I've got, and the Black Shadow, and then see. Actually, so I have to do a session with the YMG and the Black Shadow, and shoot the same arrows and see what kind of results I'm getting. I think with a good enough release, it shouldn't make a difference, because you're not expecting the Archer's paradox, and you're not expecting the arrow to sort of wobble